What is up, fellas? We are back for another UFC predictions video. This time for UFC Fight Night, Prates versus Della Maddalena. Or is it Della Maddalena versus Prates? I think that's the way it goes. Down in Perth, Australia. I haven't done one of these videos in a little bit. I haven't really been doing them lately, just because nobody wants to hear me fucking talk about who was the main event last week? Aljamain Sterling and Yusuf Zalal. But this is a decent card, banger main event. Honestly, such a sick main event. So yeah, I am looking forward to this card. I'm going to talk and break it down with you guys here. So let's jump right into it, fellas. We're going to start off with the first prelim, work our way up. A lot of decent fights on this card, so looking forward to talking about it. Kicking this off at lightweight, Cody Steele returning to fight Dom Marfan. Cody Steele, 7-1, lost his last fight to Rongju. Hasn't fought in a very long time, 14 months. We picked Rongju to beat Cody Steele. I think he's like a plus 240 underdog or something like that, which is pretty crazy. He's a favorite here. Yeah, I kind of agree. Dom Marfan is good. He's a good grappler. He's got good jiu-jitsu skills. He's only lost to Quillen Salkild, who's on this card. People, I think, might be overrating how good Salkild is a little bit. Like, he only lost to Salkild. I think Cody Steele is good. I think Cody Steele's a better wrestler than Dom Marfan, and I think he's a more technical and more powerful striker on the feet. I'm not necessarily sure Dom Marfan can get the grappling going super well against Cody Steele in this matchup, and I think Cody Steele's got better hands, but worse jiu-jitsu. I'm going to go with Cody Steele here. I feel like a lot of people probably pick Dom Marfan. I'm going with Cody Steele. Dom Marfan's a bigger guy, good reach advantage. I don't necessarily see him utilizing that super well, and I think Cody Steele's the type of kid who's going to come back a lot better than he was in this performance. And Rongju's a tough guy to stand there and strike. I'm just going to be honest. He's a hard guy to outstrike. Yeah, I'm going with Cody Steele. I think probably a decision here. I think he could get a TKO, though, kind of in like late round 2-3, something like that. I'm going to go with Cody Steele, though. Moving up to welterweight, Jonathan McAuliffe, the captain, taking on Thimba Garimbo. Weird fight, kind of. Jonathan McAuliffe, he's on a bit of a run. He's a big favorite here, honestly. Thimba Garimbo, though, is a guy who just makes constant mistakes. And I haven't loved some of his performances. This Nico Price fight was horrible, especially considering the current state of Nico Price. This win over Ramiz Brahimaj, though, kind of good. Brahimaj has looked good lately. Pete Rodriguez is not good. Vicente Luque clubbed him and subbed him instantly. And then he lost to Jeremiah Wells. I don't know how to feel about this matchup. I think both of these guys are going to grapple. Thimba always grapples. I think that probably hurts him here. Because Jonathan McAuliffe, I think, is just a better submission grappler outright. He might be physically stronger as well. I think on the feet, Thimba's a little bit cleaner. I think he's got a little bit more pop in his shots. But I just don't trust Thimba Garimbo to make consistent good decisions to win him this fight. And I think it's as simple as that, really. I do think he's an alright underdog here, though. I think plus 270 is a bit of value. I mean, he beat Oban Elliott in a decent performance. Kevin Jousset, this was a good win from him. And then we're talking about fights on the Contender Series and outside the UFC. I'm going to go with Jonathan McAuliffe here. I don't trust Thimba Garimbo not to get himself into a sticky situation and get himself finished. I'm going to go with Jonathan McAuliffe by submission here, I think. Although this line, I think it may be 250 tops for me on Jonathan McAuliffe if I were lining these fights. Moving up to, not welterweight, middleweight. Wes Schultz, bum, taking on Ben Johnston. I mean, I got to go with Ben Johnston here. I don't think Wes Schultz is very good. He's a good grappler, and he can probably get it going on Ben Johnston, who I believe Ben Johnston retired, didn't he? A long time ago. Yeah, but like Ben Johnston's a good striker, though. Like, he's a really good striker. And if you're a good striker who can just walk down Wes Schultz, we've seen Wes Schultz, I mean, like this fight against Mr. Penis, not confidence inspiring. And I mean, you got the Sulov stretch, which is kind of fire. he looked all right for a little bit against Mansour Abdul Malik, but Mansour Abdul Malik's like okay. I just think Ben Johnson's gonna knock him the fuck out. I don't know. He got KO'd 2 months ago. I don't know where Ben Johnson is. He retired, and then he's getting called back into not back into the UFC. He's never in the UFC, but he's getting called up to the UFC. He does train at City Kickboxing. He's got good striking. I think the grappling is a weakness. Maybe Wes Schultz could out grapple him, but I'm not picking Wes Schultz to win an MMA fight. I just can't. I think Ben Johnston chins him. He's a good striker. Okay. Not sure why we did that there. All right. Moving up to bantamweight, Colby Thickness. Oh, did I give a prediction? Ben Johnson KOs him. Moving up to bantamweight, Colby Thickness taking on Vince Morales. Tricky one, isn't it? Because Vince Morales is pretty good, but he keeps on losing. His 3 losses, Taylor Lapulus, why did we cut this guy? He's insanely good. Elijah Smith is all right. And Raul Rosas Jr. could lay on top of you for minutes at a time, basically. And Vince Morales had Rosas Jr. in all sorts of trouble. That's one thing Vince Morales has in spades is he's very dangerous from that front choke position. He's got a lot of creative stuff he can hit from there. And he's got decent hands, too. Colby Thickness, on the other hand, pretty solid wall-rounder. Not too bad anywhere. His only loss is to Alexandre Topuria in a decision. So I don't think that's too bad. Didn't look the best against Josias Masasa. And we're talking about fights, once again, outside of the UFC. Tricky one. Because I could see Vince Morales upsetting here. But I can always see Vince Morales upsetting, but he never fucking does. That's my problem, right? There's some dogs I want to pick. But I think I'm just going to give Vince Morales a shout here. Vince Morales is a good underdog. He fights hard for the coin. He's got decent striking. He's good from the front choke position. I feel like a lot of people are probably on Vince, huh? No, really? Okay. I figured a lot of people would be on Vince Morales here. I feel like he's a good underdog. It kind of makes me want to pick him more. But, I mean, he's 35 at bantamweight. He's on a 3-fight skid. I'm gonna trust Colby Thickness here. I think he just wins a decision, honestly. If he can do well, and he did do pretty well against Alexandre Topuria, I think he can beat Vince Morales. I think this performance wasn't as good, but I don't know. I kind of believe in the thickness. I'm gonna go with Colby Thickness decision here. Vince Morales could give him the vet lesson, wrap him up. Submit him with a Doris Anaconda, anything from the front choke position, he could hit that. He could do some damage on the feet too, but Vince Morales is also a guy who wears damage pretty badly. So Colby Thickness could get the edge in some of the striking just due to the fact that I think for Vince Morales, he's been in a lot of fights, taken a lot of damage. He kind of marks that pretty easily. So certain things like that could swing rounds towards Thickness and a decision. But moving up to middleweight. Jacob Malkoun taking on Gerald Meerschaert, guys. I'm going with Jacob Malkoun. He's minus 1,000. Malkoun's just legit good. My only gripe with Malkoun is that I think he's a little bit chinny. I don't think he takes a shot super well. But he's got a good jab. He's got just a good 1-2. He's got good straight punches. He doesn't commit to him too often. Not as much as I feel like he should. But he's got nice wrestling. He's got great control, great takedown technique. Doesn't really use a lot of energy to get stuff. He doesn't chase stuff super hard with his physicality. He's just a very solid technical fighter. He can go 3 rounds hard. My only gripe is maybe his chin's a little bit suspect. But I don't know necessarily if he has to worry about that as much with Gerald Meerschaert, especially this version of Gerald Meerschaert. I mean, we've been subbed, we've been KO'd, we've been beat up for 3 rounds, and then we've been dropped and then submitted. I just don't trust Gerald here in this spot. I mean, how old are we, Gerald? 38? Malkoun's in his prime, man. He looked good against Torres Finney. He looked really good against Torres Finney. KO'd Andre Petrosky with his hip bone. Should have beaten Cody Brundage. He got disqualified by very punches to the back of the head. Nick Maximov, he cleaned up easy. And then lost to Brendan Allen. I got to go with Malkoun here, man. Probably a decision here, but I do think he could honestly get a TKO. He's got nice hands. I don't know if he has. Oh, a lot of people pick TKO. He's got nice hands. He's got good control. He's got good ground and pound when he's not punching you in the back of the head. I'm going to go with Jacob Malkoun by TKO here over GM3. Although GM3 could hit the legacy GM3 round 3 sub. Could happen. It'd be fire, but I don't think so. I think this might be the last fight in Gerald Meerschaert's career. Oh boy. We have Max wins slop. Guys, this is Max Prestige slop here. Moving up to light heavyweight, Junior Tafa taking on Kevin Christian. Junior Tafa the favorite. Wowie zowie, that's crazy. I'm picking him to win. See, I'm picking Junior Tafa. Kevin Christian, like, he's just horrible. I don't know. Like, he's just not very good. And I think on the feet, one thing about Junior Tafa is, man, he's pretty fucking good on the feet, man. He's pretty nasty. Like, he's pretty quick. He's got good power. He's pretty durable. Kevin Christian is not that. I'm going with Junior Tafa. I think he just slimes him out. Now, if we get taken down, we lost. If we get taken down, we lost. If we don't get taken down, we probably chin this guy in round 1. I'm going to go with Junior Tafa. I think he wins by round 1 KO. I get your 6'7", bro. But with an 80-inch reach, but like we're just gonna walk straight on the inside and chin you, I think. Morpia! Please give me Tafa as an underdog. Please swing this line somehow, guys. Put your money on this. Please. I think Kevin Christian's really bad. But Junior Tafa is also really bad. It's gonna be something's gonna happen, I guess. Moving up to middleweight, Cam Rouston taking on Robert Brychek. Line reveal, I'm curious about. What do we got? I just hit the jackpot. Oh my God. Cam Rouston minus 250. I'm going with Robert Brychek, man. I was not loving the performance against Cody Brundage. I think Cam Rouston was like what was he? Like minus 400 probably, something like that against a Brundage. And man, there were a lot of moments in this fight where I'm like, oh my God, Brundage is going to fucking chin him. Oh my God, he gets hit on the chin so much against Brundage, even though he's 2 times his size and length. Like, oh my God, he got hit again clean by Brundage. If you get hit clean by this Robert Brychek fella, I think you're probably dead. Like, I know he lost to Ihor Potieria in his UFC debut, not a good look. Okay? But then he was like plus 200 against Brad Tavares. We're not schmucks. We didn't pick Brad Tavares. We know ball. We picked Robert Brychek. And he slimed out Brad Tavares. And he showed that his power, he maintains it. He's not like one of these guys who like super dangerous round 1 and the power goes away, and like late round 2 and round 3 and the power's gone. He keeps that. You know, to chin Brad Tavares in round 3, got some power. And Cam Rouston, man, he's just a little bit too hittable for me, no? Like, he's good. He throws in good combinations. He's got power. He's got decent eyes. But sometimes, like, his head movement, he's got, like, the tall man syndrome where he just backs up with his head real high in the air. And Robert Brychek, man, he can kind of slime you out if you do that. He's a lot slower than Rouston. I don't think he throws in as good of combinations. I don't think he's as clean technically. But he's got a lot of knockouts. This guy hits hard. He's durable. He's been in some hard fights. I think Robert. I think plus 205 is value, bro. Yeah, same reach, shorter guy. He can throw that overhand on that tall man defense that Cam Rouston tends to have. And if Brundage is finding it, I think Brychek can find it. I'm gonna go with Robert Brychek. I think he's gonna chin him. No one picking Brychek. All right, I'll take Brychek. Fuck it. Brychek TKO in like round 2. I'm going with it. Moving up to heavyweight, we got another slop fight. I'm very excited about this. Tai Tuivasa at heavyweight, by the way. Tai Tuivasa taking on Big Louis Sutherland. I'm assuming Ty's the favorite here, right? Yeah, he is. Only minus 170. Brutal. What are we, a combined 3-7 in our last 10 fights? Combined? That's fire. I'm going with Tai Tuivasa over Louis Sutherland. Louis is taking this fight on short notice, which I don't love. Louis also hasn't looked that great since joining the UFC. He got subbed by Walter Walker. Happens, I guess. And Brando Pericic is, I think, pretty fucking good, who's also on this card later. He's a big athletic guy for the division. But we got KO'd a month ago, and we're fighting Tai Tuivasa. I don't want to speculate about any type of gear usage, but I'm looking at this picture of Louis Sutherland outside the UFC. I ain't seen this guy in the UFC. I want to see this guy because he's a Scottish laddie, isn't he? Yeah. I want to get behind him. I like Louis. But Tai Tuivasa, I mean, Taliesin Teixeira, this loss is horrible. Rosenstrike is a decent kickboxer. He would beat Louis. Marcin Tybura would probably beat Louis. Volkov would fucking... Yeah, we're looking at Pavlovich, Volkov. Tybura is still pretty solid. Rosenstrike's pretty solid. Don't love the performance against Teixeira, but we got another heavy hand, kind of like similar framed, brawling style. We're just going to go out there and bang. But the thing is, Louis got KO'd a month ago. I just don't love that. Like, I feel like this is kind of close to a 50-50 fight because I feel like both guys are going to go out there and just swing and bang. I like Tai Tuivasa's calf kicks. That's one of the best weapons he has in his arsenal. He's got power. He's got durability. Louis Sutherland has power too, and he's got okay durability. And I just think it's going to be a little bit shot here after this only a month layoff here. I'm just gonna lean Tai Tuivasa. I think there's gonna be a shootout. I think Tai's gonna win by TKO. Seems like a lot of people agree. I don't think it's impossible for Louis to win though, especially the state Tai Tuivasa's in. All these losses in a row, man. Not looking too good. Louis got power. Like, he can win this fight. But yeah, I'm gonna lean Tai though, just because of the experience against really high level guys. And Louis got KO'd a month ago, so I can't. And he's taking on short notice. I can't really trust that too much personally. Moving up to, keeping it heavyweight, Big Meal Shamil, Mr. 308 pounds himself, taking on Brando Pericic, the Balkan Bear. I think Brando Pericic is actually pretty good. I think he's pretty solid. I think he's got nice hands. He's got fast hands. He's an athletic guy for heavyweight. And typically athletic guys at heavyweight do really well. Where Shamil, not super athletic. He's got good power and he can grapple a little bit. For me, I worry about the grappling more so than the striking of Shamil. Shamil's striking is pretty, like, I don't want to say average, but it's fine. Like, it gets the job done. He's got good power, but he's not, like, technical guys can give him trouble, right? Like, Waldo Cortez Acosta, pretty technical, and knocked him out. Josinho Rosenstrike was way more technical than him, and he just outstruck him, clearly. He could beat Dante Mays, but Dante Mays is horrible. Thomas Peterson's okay, chinned him bad. Martin Boudet, underrated win. Good win from Gaziev. But Brando Pericic, I think he's going to be a hard guy. I think he would be, Shamil I'm talking about, would be best served to probably try and get the grappling going. Because Pericic is fast. He trains in city kickboxing. Nice, tidy, clean, fast hands. Good power. And Shamil, I'm not sure how he's going to look coming off of a big KO like this. And Brando Pericic is riding some momentum. But you see here he's lost by submission. Like, he can be out grappled, and I think he can be KO'd too. I'm not completely sold on the durability, and Shamil does hit hard. But I'm leaning Brando here. I'm trusting in the guy I think is a little bit more athletic, riding some momentum here. Who I think is a little bit more of a technical striker. I just worry about the grappling, but it's not like Shamil's a lights out wrestler. You know what I mean? And if you look through Shamil's career, a lot of his wins he's kind of losing until he kills the guy, right? So, I don't know. I'm going to go with Brando Pericic here. I think he could actually slime out Shamil here if he doesn't just get destroyed in the grappling or caught with a massive shot. I think it's more likely that Brando Pericic here outstrikes Shamil Gaziev and finds a kill shot. Because Shamil Gaziev, if he fights like he did against Waldo, I think Brando Pericic will chin him because he was just walking in with reckless abandon, no regard for what was coming back his way, and he got chinned. Seems like people tend to agree with that. Was this fight on the card before? When I was looking at this, I don't remember this fight, guys. I don't know about this fight here. Marwan Rahiki taking on who? Ollie Schmid, the Hungarian stallion. There's no line on this either, so yeah, this must have been added recently. I don't fucking know, fellas. Full transparency, I don't know anything about this fight. I know Marwan Rahiki beat the shit out of my goat, Harry Hardwick, broke his fucking jaw. I do think Rahiki is very fadeable. He's very... He's pretty chinny, and he puts himself there to be chinned. But he's also very fucking dangerous. He's a very fun fighter to watch. I'm just gonna pick Rahiki. I don't know anything about this fight. I don't know anything about Ali Schmid. This is jumping at me for the wow. Okay, okay. Looks like Schmid doesn't have a chance according to these guys. I'm gonna go with Marwan Rahiki here by TKO. He's a dangerous guy. It could be Chin though. I don't know. Here's a fight I do know about. Tim Elliott taking on Steve Erceg at flyweight. Fellas, would you hear me out? I want to pick Tim Elliott at plus 300 so bad, it's not even funny. Plus 300 is fucking crazy, dude. Like, the Steve Erceg agenda, I have been a very big guy who's pushed back against the Steve Erceg agenda, okay? People thought this guy was Thanos' final boss, fucking max prestige flyweight champion because he knocked out Matt Schnell. Give me a break. He competed really well with Pantoja. But why did he do that? It's because Steve Erceg at his base is a good grappler. Which, you know, Pantoja a lot of the time likes to get the grappling going. Erceg's a really good scrambler. He's a good grappler. Hard to do against him, right? So he had some success and he's got some clean boxing technique. My gripes with Steve Erceg, and listen, I pick him to beat Matt Schnell. I pick him to lose to Pantoja. People argue robbery, but, you know, what are you going to do? It's a close fight. I pick him to lose to Kai Kara France. I get Kai Kara France as a big underdog. All right? I said he's got this clean little boxing. He's all right, but he ain't got, I don't think he's got the durability for it. And Kai Kara France is going to find him and chin him. He did. I pick him to lose to Moreno. I think Moreno's a little too good. And my thing is, this loss to Moreno now, I'm not loving it. Because Brandon Moreno has been slimed out 2 times in a row. Loner Kavanaugh, on like no week's notice, who gassed out in a round against Charles Johnson, goes to Mexico City and beats the fucking dog shit out of Brandon Moreno for 5 rounds. Then Brandon Moreno gets borderline, I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube. He gets mollywopped by Tatsuro Taira, just fucking destroyed. And Steve Erceg's losing over 5 rounds and he's minus 400 over Tim Elliott? I don't know. Then I pick him to beat Ode Osborne. But by Jove, this fight was scary. He almost got slimed out early by Ode. Ode is dangerous and fast, and Erceg uses grappling to win, which is kind of what I predicted. So I've got a perfect read on Steve Erceg in his last 5 fights. That's all I'm saying. Tim Elliott's a tricky guy, a very weird style, durable, tough guy, good grappler, weird grappler. You know, he's got some good wins. Kai Asakura, man, with the way Steve Erceg fights, he likes to get the striking going, Steve Erceg. I would be, if Steve Erceg fought Kai Asakura and he was on the feet like he was against Ode Osborne, I'd be fucking scared shitless if I had money on Steve Erceg. I can't lie. But Tim Elliott exposed Kai Asakura's grappling, which he doesn't really have very good defense. Beat Sumu Darji. Sumu Darji's not that bad. Lost to Muhammad Makayev. So, Makayev is like doing big things outside of the UFC. He's insanely good. Victor Altamuriana, not very good fighter, but beat him. Beat Tagir Ulanbekov. What's Steve Erceg's best win? You know what I mean? Like, who has he beat Alessandro Costa? Had a good performance against Pantoja, but we haven't been able to, like, relive that performance. Like if you were to put a gun to my head and say, like, pick this winner or I'm going to shoot you in the head with this gun, I'd probably pick Steve Erceg. But, like, bro, I think Tim Elliott, he'll fight for the coin. And at plus 300, man, I'm going to go with Tim Elliott. I'm going to pick Tim Elliott, man. Fuck it. Like, I don't think Erceg necessarily has lights-out KO, death, touch, power because he KO'd Matt Schnell. I think he's a better boxer. He's got good technique. But I don't know necessarily if he has God-tier pop on his shots. And Tim Elliott can grapple with some fucking good grapplers, man. So I don't know if Steve Erceg is going to have God-tier success in the grappling. And honestly, I think Steve Erceg is less durable. And not like Tim Elliott's got, like, big power, but he throws odd shots from weird angles. He could catch Steve Erceg with something he doesn't see. Might wobble him. I don't know. I just think this is a closer line fight than this. I think Steve Erceg minus 200 would be a much more reasonable line. So I'm picking Tim Elliott plus 300. Fuck it. And moving up to our co-main event at lightweight, Beneil Dariush fighting Quillan Salkilde. Oh, like, if you could guarantee me that Beneil Dariush was going to come into this fight and he was going to have a solid chin and be able to take a couple of shots, I would pick him in this matchup 10 out of 10 times. He's a better fighter, skill for skill, outright. But by God, I cannot trust Beneil Dariush to take even a glancing shot to the head at this point. We're KO'd in 16 seconds by Benoit Saint Denis, man. Brutal. We're KO'd by Arman Sarukian, bro. Standing. No ground and pound needed, just flatlined. Yuck, I don't like that. And Charles Oliveira slimed him out on his giant win streak. Beat Moicano, though. And Moicano's good, man. Fuck. Beat Gamrot. Gamrot's pretty fucking good. Beneil. Dude, Beneil could legit be champ if he had a solid chin. Give Beneil Dariush a prime Tony Ferguson chin. This guy's probably champion. I can't lie. Give him something good, in the chin department. He's Thanos' final boss. But oh my God, I can just so see Quillen Salkill getting fraud checked here. If he doesn't KO Beneil Dariush, does he beat him by decision? The answer, I think, is fucking no. Unless he drops him in a bunch of rounds. Quillen Salkill, though, he's looked good, man. Beat Jamie Malarkey easy. Kind of expected that. Nazareth hack press, though. I don't want to use the term fluky, but it just, he just threw up that head kick and killed him. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I picked hack press. I was like, I think hack press can outstrike him. I think he can outbox him. And Quillen Salkill's like, all right, I'm just going to put this fucking high kick up there. Oh, he's dead. Okay. It's one of the nastiest head kicks I've ever seen. My jaw was down here watching that. That was crazy. Decision against Yanal Ashmouz, though. Did not love this performance. KO'd Anshul Jubli. I just can't, fuck, dude. I just want to pick Beneil because he's better, but, he's just going to get fucking chinned, man. He's just going to get chinned. Beneil Dariush always has a bad weight cut every single time. He missed weight in his... Which fight? He missed weight in one of these fights. Was it this one? One of these two fights he missed weight for. I can't remember which. And I think his durability's shot, man. And Quillen Salkill is going to go out there. But he might be a little too overzealous to just go out there and kill Beneil. I think Beneil can win this fight. I think 335 plus 335 is good value on him. But I'm going to pick Quillen Salkill by KO. Because I can't trust Beneil to take a shot. I just can't, respectfully. I think he's got the skills. But I just can't trust it, man. And closing out the card with one of the best welterweight matchups they could make. Jack Della Maddalena, former champ, taking on Carlos Prates. Sick fight. What's the line here? Oh my God, we got evens too. Banger. Guys, I've been pretty set in stone about this every time I think about this fight. But I say that, and lately I've been... After some tape study, I have kind of noticed some things that make me a little bit worried here about my pick. The whole time this fight's been announced, I've wanted to pick Carlos Prates. I just think he's a more versatile striker with more weapons, and he's more powerful and more dangerous with all of his weapons than a Jack Della Maddalena is. In the aspect of I think Carlos Prates has better knees, really dangerous knees. Really dangerous kicks, really dangerous elbows, and really dangerous hands. Where I think Jack Della Maddalena more so, the danger factor comes with his boxing and his long form combinations. And I think he's a little bit less powerful than Prates. However, one thing I've noticed in Prates' game, generally speaking, is good straight punchers with good fundamental boxing give that Muay Thai style a little bit of problems. Specifically, if you watch the Trevin Giles matchup. The Trevin Giles matchup actually made me pause on Carlos Prates a little bit because I did not love that performance from him. Trevin Giles was getting to him frequently and often. Mostly with just the boxing. But I think Carlos Prates has evolved substantially since then. Granted, I think Jack Della Maddalena is a better boxer than a Trevin Giles. I don't think there's going to be much grappling in this matchup. I think if there is any, I think Jack Della Maddalena will initiate it because he does sometimes shoot takedowns. Even though he doesn't really need to, he does. But I want to pick Prates because I feel like the danger factor is more on his side. It's not like Jack Della Maddalena can't chin him, but You know, Bilal, he beat the shit out of. I don't know how Bilal didn't go cold in this fight. Just how hard does Vicente Luque hit, or just how effective are the steroids that Bilal Muhammad is taking. Chinned Gilbert Burns, kind of chinned him. He wasn't like flush out. Well, he was after the ground strikes, to be fair. But caught him with a big knee after a scramble and then landed some good ground and pound. This fight, though, is another reason why I don't want to pick Jack Della Maddalena, because I think he struggles with the rangy tall guy a little bit. Like, he beat Kevin Holland clearly. Split decision is bullshit. He outstruck him easily. But he wasn't, like, landing super effective strikes on Kevin Holland. He was kind of having a hard time with the range management. And then not a great performance against Basil Hafez. Even though I also think he clearly beat Basil Hafez as well. I don't agree with split decision here. Whereas Carlos Prates, I mean, he just slimed out and killed Leon Edwards. He just killed Jeff Neal. Lost to Ian Gary. Killed Neil Magny. And he killed Li Jingliang, man. Like, dude, it's so fucked up that they gave Li Jingliang off of a 2-year layoff after, like, a fucking spinal neck fusion surgery or whatever he went through. He almost gets paralyzed. And they're like, okay, 2 years off, here's Carlos Prates. Enjoy. Brutal, man. I just think Carlos Prates, I think I trust him more. I think Carlos Prates can afford to be losing this fight. If that makes sense. Like, Carlos Prates is a guy who can lose until he just, and you're done. You know what I mean? And the thing is, he can finish you with any type of weapon. The guy's got Muay Thai across his fucking chest. And he's got power in the kicks, in the knees, in the elbows, in the hands. Everywhere. And he's very good at finding those shots, and he's very versatile. He's got good eyes, too. And he can get into a flow state, and he's very hard to stop. Whereas, I think if Jack Della Maddalena starts to lose this fight, I don't know if he's got necessarily the Thanos pop in his shots to, like, slime out Prates. Where I feel like if Prates is down a couple of rounds, or he's losing some minutes, I think he can hit like a big one and done. More likely than Jack Della Maddalena. I'm not saying JDM can't do that or that won't happen. I'm just saying, like, if there were like a percentage like gauges, Prates would be a little bit higher odds of doing that in my opinion. But Jack Della Maddalena seems like a pretty durable guy. I think this fight might go pretty long. I think like 3-4. I don't think it goes all 5. I think like rounds 3-4, I think is where this fight ends. And I'm going to lean Carlos Prates. I think Jack Della Maddalena is going to find success with the boxing and the long-form combinations. Maybe catch Carlos Prates, maybe wobble him a little bit. However, my biggest thing, like Carlos Prates' only loss here to Ian Gary came because of Ian Gary. Not because Ian Gary is like this masterclass striker, because you've seen him fight MVP and he's looked like a lost dog. But Carlos Prates' style was a victim of Ian Gary's improved footwork. His footwork in this fight was really fucking good. I don't think Jack Della Maddalena has that same footwork of Ian Gary, and he's also a shorter guy as well. I actually think he does have more reach than Ian Gary, or it's very close. But like, I just think Carlos Prates is gonna feast with this big reach advantage, and I haven't loved. And, like, this fight's not that old. It's 3 years ago almost. But, like, I'm going to go with my initial reaction. I'm going to go with Carlos Prates here. I think he wins this fight inside the distance, probably by TKO. I think either guy can win this matchup, though. Both guys are incredibly versatile, good strikers. I think this is one of the best main events we have. And then we have a sick card next week. I will be doing a video on that as well. But I'm going to lean Carlos Prates here. What are the people thinking? Yeah, pretty much 50-50. Yeah, I'm going to go with Prates by knockout here. Unfortunately, because I love JDM. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you're new, subscribe. Catch you guys next time. See ya.